Hello everyone and welcome to yet another month of StephenCraft. I'm joined today, as always, with, I'm facing the wrong direction, turning around, Chase.
Hello.
And Danny.
Hello.
And today our guest is Chaz.
What? Oh. Hi.
Who has died a billion times for some reason. Today we're going to be taking a look at the creative worlds, which you can get to if you walk down the spawn, take a left at the hub. The hub is more complex now, so I feel the need to actually show exactly how you get to the creative stuff. Because when you go through the hub, you actually have to then turn and go into the Susan hub, because there's multiple servers. And then once you're in here, then there's a sign for the creative. So we're going to go to the flat creative world first.
Don't tell anyone in real life you went into the Susan hub. They will not understand.
It's probably not something you should share at work or put on a shirt. There will not be.
We will have shirts available soon.
I went into the Susan hub. So we've shown off a little bit of this in past videos, but this is a place where people can come and create everything in creative. Unlimited resources, everyone can fly, so people can create things very quickly and create some really impressive stuff because of that. Also, because I see it right now, I'm going to point out that Mal made this really cool Mystery Science Theater reference thing, which is a show that many people probably haven't seen, which is really sad, because it's pretty good. I think Chaz has seen an episode or two of it.
1 or 2 or 80%.
I have as well.
It's a good show. Anyway, because there's so much here, there have been a few pieces that have been selected, and we're going to jump around and show off some of those. So we're going to be doing that with warps. For the people watching the video, these warps will be gone by the time you watch the video, but they are useful for us traveling around today. So this is the first piece, the Tardis, and do you guys have any, I guess, special information about when the Tardis was built? Because it's been around, as long as I know, like for a long, long time.
The Tardis was built shortly after we opened up Creative officially by one of our now staff members, Noah. He just says, I'm going to make a Tardis. And I was like, yeah, right. And about a week later, this is what we had.
But it wasn't just, I'm going to make a Tardis. It was, I'm going to make the largest Tardis. Because this thing is gigantic. And actually, in one of the past videos, we went into it, and there's a roller coaster, which I don't think is functioning right now, but there's an entire roller coaster inside of it, which is pretty cool. It will not, however, send you back in time. But maybe he's working on that. Anyway, let's head over to the next point, Warp B. This is a Twilight Princess portal. It's very, very cool. Which instantly takes me back to the Twilight Princess Let's Play and staring at way too many of these in the sky and hoping they would close.
I like how because the seams aren't calculated exactly right, it does this weird pixely effect when you look right up at it up close. Almost like it's from the game.
I'm gonna try that. Also, didn't the colors have a... Didn't they matter somehow? Like, green was good and then red was bad or something? Like, they came out of the red ones, but then when you cleared it up, it was green and you could travel through it? I think so.
I should ask someone who played it.
Ah-ha! Yeah, I should probably know the answers to these questions. Also, we have some pretty awesome stuff. I want to say behind us, but really all around us. Like, you can just spin in a direction, and you can see all sorts of really awesome stuff. And there's, I don't know what this is, but now I'm closing in on it, so I'm gonna check it out. What is this thing? It's like a dragon monster who's holding a staff. It looks a bit like a parkour course, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at. It's kind of scary. Only 2 fails in the course, very nicely made. Huh. Alright, well, before we waste too much time, I guess we should continue moving on. Oh my god! Apparently it spits fire. Let's warp over to point C. And we were actually just talking about the roller coaster. But this is a actual roller coaster that is functional. Because we're in creative, we can just spawn a minecart and jump in. Choo-choo. I'm not going to ride the whole thing because it's actually incredibly long. But there's a really wacky roller coaster that you can ride, and it's got like drops, and then it takes you underground. It does all this cool stuff, which is pretty neat. I'm actually going to go ahead and get off here because this is a long... Okay, stop! There's been way too many times in the past where I've lost mine carts because they get away from me. I think roller coasters are one of the really cool things that you could make in creative because you have unlimited resources. And I remember actually watching one of the really old videos that Notch put out like many years ago whenever he was first introducing that mechanic and how cool it was. And I think it was Alex was the person that showed me, was like, dude, this is awesome, we can make roller coasters. And I'm like, what is this game and why do I care? But things change.
Can't forget about the monorail.
Yeah, if anyone has had some experience with with minecart tracks, it's Dan and I who laid out a good like 40,000 pieces by hand or something. So that was fun. But the roller coaster idea is always a good one. I would love to see more people do things with that on the server. Maybe even try and recreate like actual roller coasters. I don't know, that might be fun. Although I guess you can't do loops, so only wooden roller coasters. Anyway, let's warp over to point D. And these guys look familiar. These are the guys from V, or the letter V 6 times. They have names. Does anyone remember their names?
Verdigris and Violet and Vidanio and Vidcast.
I only ever played about 20 minutes, which I guess in that time I got through a good bit of the game.
Yeah, I guess we should ask someone who played it.
You are unrelenting. It's cool though. I like having the same thing over and over with different colors. It looks nice. And then actually, right nearby is this crazy looking tree structure. And Chase was telling me that there's a bit of history behind this piece.
There is. One of my staff members brought it to my attention one day and said it was a really cool project and thought that we should support it. A player had placed just a single block and a sign that says add one block only to this and let's see what happens. So we asked each player to add one block and one block only to this, and it has grown and grown and grown into this.
Now it's absurd. It's this giant treehouse type thing, but it has all kinds of interesting ideas jutting out from it. It's really cool. I mean, the thing is interesting to look at on its own, but after Chase told me that story, I was like, that makes this thing so much cooler. Because there's, you know, so much, I guess, history to the piece.
Pretty much the whole server has had a hand in it.
Which is really cool. So anyone can jump into creative and come add something to this, because the thing is still growing. I mean, I've been flying upward for a while, and now whenever I look down, I can only see white, and it keeps getting taller and taller. And then immediately behind it is kind of an homage to Donkey Kong. Got the original Donkey Kong going on back here, which is really cool.
You are on the wrong side of it.
Am I?
Yeah. See, look, it's Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes a little more sense. It is, it has a bit of a 3D element to it, which is cool. And actually, there's a minecart on that, so I guess you can ride that as well. Which is neat. Alright, let's warp to E. And E, we're looking at a Mega Charizard X, which is pretty sweet. And actually, right in front of the Mega Charizard is a transparent or semi-transparent Magnemite. Invisible Magnemite, actually, it says. Which is cool. Actually, that's a really... Stretching invisible.
Yeah.
Stretching it a little bit. That's a cool idea, though. I know that we were pointing out the Charizard, which is sweet and gigantic, but the idea of making art with some of the translucent blocks is a really neat idea. Some of the glass blocks.
I'm building my own structure right here. There we go.
You're going to build right beside of it?
Yep.
And what are you making with your translucent blocks?
I already did it. How do you like it?
I think it needs some work on the head, but maybe you can go back and get around to that if you don't die too many more times.
Okay.
All right, let's warp over to F. And this is dual wielding. So this is I fell in a hole. This is my Minecraft avatar, and he's dual wielding swords, which should probably remind me of Skyrim, but actually first reminds me of Halo 2. Even though Halo 2 was guns. I wonder why they haven't added the ability to hold multiple items in Minecraft. What could possibly go wrong? They would just give us some chance. They could even have shields if they did that.
Well, someone would probably try and hold TNT and torch at the same time, and
It would end.
it would end very poorly.
Also, the Mr. Saturn here, fishing with the actual balloon, not the one with the heart, but the other one is made by Mel.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff on here that she's done I didn't even know she has worked on, but that's cool. And actually, I think that we're going to be seeing Mr. Saturn soon. If we morph over to G, yep, this is another Mr. Saturn. And Mao made this one. I didn't even know that. I knew that we were looking at this, but I hadn't read the sign. Is that sad or what? Okay, so Mao has done quite a few Mr. Saturns. And Mr. Saturn is from not only Earthbound, but also Mother 3. This particular structure is from Mother 3, which is a really fun part of the game. If anyone has not had a chance to play Mother 3, you don't have to play the other games before that. You don't have to play them in order. Get a hold of Mother 3 and play it, because it is really spectacular. It's Mal's favorite game, and I guess one of the reasons she's creating so much pixel art of it. Anyway.
Maybe.
It's a possibility. Let's warp over to H. And this piece is really cool. Chase pointed out, it's not the secret of the piece, but something I probably would not have noticed unless you pointed it out. This piece actually has two sides. So you have your normal Link, and then you come around to the back, and you have Dark Link, which is really, really cool. It's amazing what people can do with just a little time, and also the ability to fly in unlimited blocks.
being evil didn't make him any smarter, though.
What are you talking about? Derp skirp herp is clearly an intelligent thing to say, while herp skirp derp, low IQ. You clearly know nothing about herping and skirping, Chaz.
What a shame.
If you ever need any lessons, let me know. And then I'm not going to point out what this is. I'm just going to let people look at it. This is a face of one of the best actors of our time. Oh, Chaz, your Blastoise showed up. You need to work on re-invisibling it. It's back here. You got to throw some more paint on it. All right. Anyway, after H comes I, so warp I. And yes, I did have to do that in my head. I had to think about that. This is really cool. I really like this piece a lot. This is really creative. I feel like I've seen this before, and this might actually be a like a 3D recreation of an image I've seen in the past. But it's really, really well done.
There like is a high quality like render of it, sort of.
Yeah.
There is a 3D image that circulates out there if you search for that Minecraft background, and it's a diamond block exploding like that.
Yeah, okay, so I have seen it before. Just not in 3D like this, where I can travel around it. It's very, very cool. There's lots of Pokemon here. Like, no matter where you stand in the creative world, you can look out in the distance, and somewhere, almost definitely, you can see a Pokemon, which is funny.
I forgot about Snoop Dogg. If you look over here, there's just a Snoop Dogg just chilling behind this building.
That's incredible. Snoop, what are you doing here? This is funny. Wasn't there also at some point a picture of an altered picture of the Jersey Shore cast somewhere?
Oh, Jersey Noah.
Jersey Noah is no longer on the server.
But forever in our hearts.
It'll be placed back. It's just we had to take it out to make room for something else.
Well, it was also like really crazy huge.
Yes.
But we're going to be showing something pretty huge in just a second. First, we'll warp J, and this is another incredibly huge sculpture of a Starman. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm showing my terrible lack of Mother 1 knowledge, but I think this is... this has got to be a Starman Deluxe because of the spines on the shoulder. I'm pretty sure that Starmen are pink, though, in Mother 1. Chaz, do you know that?
I did not play Mother 1.
Ever?
Someone who's played the game.
Yes.
You've never played it ever?
I started it for like 20 minutes, and then the map was huge, and there was nothing to do, and everything killed you.
So we've had pretty much the same experience in Mother 1.
Yeah.
I've played, I don't know how long I've played it, probably like an hour or so. But I'm pretty sure there's like different colored Starmen in the game. But this is Starman Deluxe because of the spikes on the shoulder. Anyway, before we proceed with our warping to K, we're going to warp over to Way Big. And Way Big is way big. In fact, I can't actually accurately like show off how huge it is. So I'm going to fly up towards the face, but I'm going to show a picture on screen so you can get an idea of how big it is if you were to like go around the map and try to look at it. But it is pretty gigantic. And this is from Ben 10?
Correct.
I think? Okay. I've been flying for a while now. We are approaching the face. This thing is absolutely gigantic.
And this was built without using any world edit or anything, just creative
I
by
think
hand.
that's the thing that's most mind-blowing. So every single block was laid by hand, which is nuts, because this thing is huge. And I'm not really sure how tall it is, but I mean, I'm looking at the very edge of my map here, and I can just barely see the chin, so...
Well, it's about 1 block tall.
Thank you, Chaz.
No problem.
We are
Glad
now
to be
going...
of service.
We're now going to warp over to K. And by warping to K, we have left the flat creative world, and we are at the non-flat creative world. So if you want to build in a more traditional setting and have unlimited resources and be able to fly around, you can do that at the non-flat creative world. And right outside we have some cool houses. There's some stuff out in the distance, but we're actually going to be going under water or under the sea. But I'm always worried to say under the sea because then someone will start singing the song.
Under the sea.
Exactly. No one, you can't hear those words and then not be filled with
Exactly.
just a song.
Oh, Chase, I'm so happy that you did that. Thank you.
And now everyone gets to enjoy that.
Yeah.
The inside of this dome is really cool. It's very abstract. It's kind of like showing the different, I don't know, different types of blocks or different elements or something.
There's like nether area, an underground area, ocean area.
But it's really, really neat. There's not a whole lot else to this, but if we head out this way, there's a minecart that leads to the surface. Kind of shoots us out here. And then, I don't know if we've ever really shown off the non-flat creative world. I think just in little tiny amounts. Maybe the cities or something like that. But there's a lot of stuff going on out here. If people want to just, you know, build and not be hindered by having to go and collect resources, there's lots of interesting stuff out here. How did I miss this little Eggman guy? What the heck? I don't know if this is based off of like a game.
You can go inside him.
Oh,
He's
there's
got
a door.
little obstacle course thing inside him.
I
Really?
think this is from
Yep.
Mega Man.
Well,
Yeah.
it looks like Eggman from
Or it's not. I don't know.
Sonic.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, Sonic. Sonic, that's right.
Yes.
It's just the
Yes.
the way he was
Egg-
designed is interesting.
Now I really want to fight Eggman in a Mega Man game. That'd
Woo!
be great.
It's probably been done. There's a hack. There's someone actually
Sonic.
made a complete like Mega Man game for Genesis, even though none were ever made for Genesis, which is pretty neat. If we fly over this way, there was also something else I thought was really cool. There's a diamond sword, which is not unusual to see on a Minecraft server. People recreate diamond swords all the time, but this one is like really, really crazy, gigantic, and I
And
hope
thick.
it is very thick. I hope I'm going the right way, because now I'm worried that I'm. Oh,
It's
wait,
right
hold on.
here.
oh,
Where
it
did-
hadn't loaded, and it was right in front of me. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this thing is crazy. Very, very huge. Very, very huge sword.
It's like each pixel is represented by a 5x5 cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's all sorts of interesting projects just out here. You can kind of almost just wander the wilderness and find new and exciting things. And I think there was actually something else I saw. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Clocktown. Yeah, there was a group of users that were recreating Clocktown from Majora's Mask, and they're still working on it, but I thought it'd be appropriate to show it because this is a really, really cool idea for a project. So we're not going to go into it at length, but a quick flyover to show what they've done so far, which is really neat. Anyway,
Very accurate. Brought back lots of terrible memories.
Majora's Mask is not my favorite Zelda game. I've never finished it, partially because as a kid and even today I hate time limits in games, but especially as a kid. So I had a hard time dealing with Majora's Mask in that sense. Anyway, we're going to warp over to the last thing that we're showing today, which is L. And L is the College of Spells. And we can fly in here. And this place is pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of the College of Winterhold from Skyrim. They've got this big glowing orb thing, which actually there was a big glowing orb thing in the College of Winterhold. I think that was actually a part of a mission. Like, that thing showed up and then you had to get rid of it with the staff of something or other.
I should ask someone who played it.
Oh my god. You know what? I've never played that one.
What have you played, Chaz?
If I ever get around to it, I'm gonna play Skyrim though. I hear it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, you could sink like 283 days into it.
And there's also like a mountain hideaway to this college over here, which has got a bunch of books and stuff in it, which just looks really cool. Anyway, yeah, this is just a few of the things on the server. The server has been, you know, building and building for, I don't know, like 9 months at this point? I think 9 months. I'm also bad at time, so maybe...
September to now, so...
Yeah, 8 or 9 months of
Yep.
work has went into the server. So there's a lot of stuff to show off. And we obviously can't show it off in every single video, but it's nice to be able to show off a few things. If you would like to build here, you can. Just check the description or point your client over to play.stephencraftmc.com and join in the fun. Join in the fun of drinking potions in someone's ear for the rest of time. Anyway, Chase, Danny, and Chaz, thank you guys for joining me today.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out the server and do some building, and maybe you will see some of your creations in the next Spotlight video next month. We will see you guys then.